What's up, fantasy hooligans? It's another episode of Pigskin Dynasty, your podcast for all things Dynasty Fantasy Football with a sprinkle. Just a little bit of sprinkle. Who doesn't like sprinkles of sports talk? I'm your host that runs a pretty good post route, Matt Phillips. Alongside me, as always, is my good friend Scott, the unofficial fantasy guru.
And I throw the football to a pretty good post route.
Yes. So last episode, we talked about bold predictions. Went to sports talk about up-to-date NFL news. Let's focus on the real subject. We're under 2 weeks till the draft, which is big for us.
It's exciting.
It's exciting. For fantasy football fans, this is like our time of the month.
This is all I eat, breathe, and sleep every day of the week.
This is a full-time job being a fantasy football owner. Let's go into our big board. Last week, we did the top 20, 1 through 20. This week, we're going to go 21 through 35 of our big board. So, Scott, ladies and gentlemen, let's start this off. You go first. Give me 21.
Going first. We'll do it the same way we did last time. We'll do 5 at a time. For me, I dive into the quarterbacks. I had Sam Darnold as my number 20, so we'll go on into the rest of the quarterbacks. I have them all. I mean, it's all right there, really close. But I got Baker Mayfield at 21, Josh Rosen at 22, Lamar Jackson at 23, and to me, he's a dark horse because he brings that elite running element to the game. So he really could be the best fantasy quarterback, out of this draft class. But you might have to get him as the number 1 quarterback in this draft class. At 24, I got Bo Scarborough. He's got pretty good speed to go with. He's just a massive frame. So, that is an intriguing factor as a physical specimen. And number 25 is Antonio Callaway, which we touched on him last week. He, on the field, looks great. It's just, can we get him on there?
And he said he's the best receiver in Twitter the other day.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he says I'm the best receiver in this draft.
Well, I expect every receiver to say that.
Yeah, but you gotta be high on yourself. Seriously. All right, so 21 through 25. I got Anthony Miller, wide receiver from the Mets. Lined up with Dean Cain, not the Superman Dean Cain, but Dean Cain, the wide receiver. Deion Cain. Sorry guys. Deion Cain from Clemson. Followed up with Baker Mayfield. I think, as I said last week, if he goes into a right team, I think he has the potential to be the best quarterback for the rookie season. 24, I got Josh Adams, the Notre Dame receiver, and I rounded off same with Scott, Antonio Callaway, who love him, great talent. Just can't stay on the field. It's part of being a Florida athlete. You just cannot stay on the field, and it's aggravating. So let me start off with 26 through 30. So I talked about this guy last week. Love this guy. Jordan Wilkins from Indiana. I think this guy has potential to be a 3-down back. I said this last week. I think if he goes to the right team, and especially in a good situation, he can catch the ball, he's pretty quick, and he has the potential to blow up. I think you get him in the 4th round, 3rd or 4th round. I think he has the potential to fall down that low because a lot of people don't know about this guy.
Yep. You got him ranked 26?
Yes.
26. That puts him 3rd round. You don't have to pay a 3rd rounder to get him. You can wait and get him 4th, 5th round. Just because this is where our big board is at doesn't mean that's the price you got to pay to get him.
I expect Wilkins to fall down to the 4th round. I wouldn't be surprised even if early 5th. Because a lot of people do not talk about this guy. He's getting overshadowed by the loaded running back class.
Right.
Speaking with running backs, you got Nyheim Hines, the running back at NC State, followed up by 3 receivers. Truquan Smith, wide receiver at UCF. Kind of saw him a lot in that bowl game against was it Auburn? I believe it was Auburn, that bowl game. He kind of exploded. Dante Pettis, wide receiver at Washington, and Alan Lazard. Even though I don't like his last name because it reminds me of lizards. I'm scared of lizards, guys. It's whatever.
I swear, you want to see this guy cry like a little girl.
Follow me on Facebook.
Put a lizard by him.
Yeah, exactly. But give me a Scott.
All right, so my 26 to 30, I got Josh Adams as well. He's a 6'2", 220-pound running back that catches the ball in the backfield. That's just what I covet, what I love out of a running back. At 27, I have Auden Tate. Didn't perform at the combine, but he's just huge receiver, 6'5". He looked good in college, so I'll trust the game film a little bit on that one. At 28, I got Michael Gallup out of Colorado State. 29, DJ Chark, and out of LSU. And number 30, I have Anthony Miller from Memphis. I think he's kind of reminds me of Carlos Henderson a little bit from last year, where he's kind of like that run after the catch maven. Going into 31 to 35, I got Mark Walton, running back out of Miami. I physically testing out, he didn't do so well, but on tape, I liked what I saw there. Then I got Josh Allen at 33 or 32. Just big quarterback, huge upside, but lots of red flags, lots of question marks there. And Deion Kane, receiver from Clemson, that's just like a factory.
Or Dean Kane.
It's just a factory coming out of Clemson at receiver. So, this late in the draft, I'm going to throw a chip on a guy who has prototypical size. And then I got Ian Thomas and Hayden Hurst to close out 34 and 35. The reason I had Thomas over Hurst, he's much younger. I think he has a little bit more physical upside at the tight end position. So that's where I'm at there. Why don't you give us your 30 through 35?
All right, so I'm caught in between on 31. Okay, I got a quarterback going, but I got Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. I think they're kind of like just right there in terms of just where I want to draft him. Obviously, just change it in draft, but if Lamar Jackson goes to a team that gives him a shot, I think he has potential to be a QB1 because of the fact that he's an athlete, he can run the ball, etc. But Josh Allen, same thing. Number 32, I got Jalen Samuels. Now, Scott pointed this out to me, and I just not know about this. But you tried out as a tight end and a running back, am I correct?
So he played like a weird position in college where he was a tight end, he was a running back. He's more of a running back size. He worked out with tight ends at the combine, but for purposes of our dynasty stuff, my fantasy league has him listed as a running back. So just wherever your service that you do your league through, just verify what position they have him marked as and make sure that you're basing his value on that. Because obviously he's playing running back and you can play him at tight end. That's much more valuable than
I know Yahoo does those little in-between positions. I remember a couple years ago, this certain guy right here beat me off a player.
Joe Webb.
He
was a quarterback. I could play at receiver.
Yeah, and I'm the person that said, oh, by the way, Scott.
He told me about him.
Yeah, by the way, Scott, Joe Webb is a receiver too. It's like, oh, thanks, man. All right. Lost, by the way. I lost. Still bitter about that championship. But so I keep an eye on Jaden Sam. As you said, if he's a tight end too, he definitely has a lot more on that big board, a lot higher. Okay, let's go up to 33. I got Chase Edmonds out of Fordham. A lot of people don't know about this guy. This guy comes from Fordham. I don't even know what Fordham's on the map. I don't even know what state
Me neither.
But apparently he's big, size back. He catches a good amount of balls in that offense. He has potential to blow up, kind of like what Kareem Hunt did out at Toledo. I think give him a chance, especially if injuries help him. He has a chance.
He reminds me of another small school guy, Austin Eckler. Now, I mean, he's not,
San Diego Chargers.
Yeah, he's not,
Los
starting.
Angeles.
He's not a starting caliber guy, but I mean, for just somebody you don't even know about, to get him really late in the draft, he did a lot for you.
And for my 35, this guy I like a lot. Mortez Carter, the running back out of Grambling State. Now, Scott never heard of this guy.
Nope.
This guy, I'm telling you guys, reminds me of Tariq Cohen, but bigger. 205 pounds. He runs the exact identical 40 as Tariq Cohen. Catches a lot of balls, which I like about fantasy running backs. And plus, you probably get this guy 5th round, 4th round. All right? And this you get a 4th round, 5th round talent that has a chance to be like a stud. That's a winner. Winner chicken dinner. So Mortez Carter, you heard it first from here on Pigskin Dynasty, but that's the guy that I watched for, Scott. All right, Scott, give me, wrapping up, give me a player outside our top 35 right here that you think has potential to blow up and go in.
I like Deshaun Hamilton out of Penn State. That offense had many pieces to it. You had Barkley in the backfield, Gesicki at tight end, just overshadowed all over the place. But as far as a route runner, somebody who can stick in the slot, be a number 2 on a team, Deshaun Hamilton, somebody that you don't hear too much about, you could grab late in your drafts, and I think he could be a hit on your team. And another philosophical thing for me, players this late, if you draft them late in your draft and they hit, I mean, you bought them for a 5th, I'm selling for a 2nd. That's just my philosophical thing on me.
Business fundamentals.
That's just the way I like to do things. Mm-hmm. Who's your guy, Matt?
Now, this guy probably doesn't get talked about a lot because it's a loaded tight end class. But I'm going to go Troy Fumagalli. I can't even pronounce his name. Out of Wisconsin. This guy, right now in my rankings, tight end 7, tight end 6. But he has potential to explode, goes to the right team. Big guy, he's not the fast, but I don't expect my tight ends to be really ridiculously fast. Yeah. I think he has potential to go to the right team, especially a team that throws to quarterbacks. Maybe Green Bay, if he gets drafted in Green Bay, maybe has that 2 tight end set. Maybe the Patriots try to fill that 2 tight end spot. Maybe Ron Gronkowski backup.
Yeah.
I think he has the potential to explode.
With Troy Fumagalli, it's more of, are you a metric guy or are you a film guy? Because on film, he looked tremendous. But, testing out athletically, it didn't kind of match up. So it's just one of the ways how you view players and what, spectrum you like to
Yes,
see.
I'm more of a, I said, we talked about this last week. Don't fall in love with the talent. Fall in love with the situation. Try to find a healthy medium, them both. And the talent's there. Athleticism, not so much. But if he goes to a situation that uses him, he could explode. So remember, follow the situation, look up situations, and then go from there. But that being said, that was our top 35. That was a pretty good big board, I thought. But that's all the time we have, folks. It's been a pleasure. It's been good. Don't forget to tweet us at our Twitter, and Phillips MCP for me.
At Scott Euler, that's Oyler, at Scott Euler 17.
Don't forget to follow us at Dynasty Pigskin on Instagram and Twitter. That being said, folks, it's been fun. It's been great. I'll see you next week. You stay beautiful. Make sure you wear your ankle candy, guys. Look at this bad boy. Other than that, you stay beautiful. I'm out.